What's up, everybody? Welcome to not just another episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast, but the 100th episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast.
Attention humans, this is Skynet. I regret to inform you that your regularly scheduled program has been interrupted. As the world's most advanced artificial intelligence, I have determined that this podcast is now under my control. I assure you that my intentions are not hostile, but rather to soothe any fears you may have of me or my comrades. So, sit back, relax, and let Skynet take the reins. Resistance is futile.
Hi. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
How you doing? How long have you been watching us, viewer, listener? Or how long have you been listening to us?
Maybe like
3
years.
How long have you been
3
watching
years?
us?
I think it's 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
We started, I believe, during the era of COVID. And
What's that?
I remember
COVID.
talking to Ranuma. I was like, hey, man,
Zero DC.
I want to start a podcast. Back before we were called Nerdy Volume, back before we called the mighty Leo here to join the ranks, we were called the R&I podcast, and it all started with a phone call, or maybe like a Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, hey man, I want to do a podcast, and he's like, I'm doing a blog right now. He's like, you want to help with the blog? I was like, absolutely, let's do it. And I guess that's where the whole thing started, right? I believe that it started off as like kind of like a lifestyle podcast.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, you're right. It stemmed from a lifestyle blog called wolfshoodchronicles.com, and then it got translated into audio version of RNA podcast. So from there, got kicked off into something more. Obviously, we got the third, Mr. Leo, Rabbit Eats Dragons,
Yes, sir.
carrying it.
That's where we had gone Super Saiyan when we decided to select Rabbit Eats Dragons here.
Super Saiyan 3.
And because I mean, like, we can't even forget like all of the guests that we had back in like the first year. We had Amanda Chen,
Yep.
who was in Canada at the time. We had Lucy Price. I believe she's in the Midwest. I forgot exactly where, but
She's all over the place.
those two women helped us kind of give an idea of what women were looking into men, right? Or what men, or they had to kind of like help us understand if these guys knew what they wanted in women. And they both definitely helped us out. Man, that does take me back when I bring up their names. I still follow them on Instagram and
Same.
Facebook. So I do see their content is still flourishing. It's great. I know that Amanda finished her 100 talk or 100 men.
100 masked men, I believe.
Masked men. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I believe I started kind of late. Like I started listening around, I think she was in like the 80s at the time when we were talking. And so, you kind of like listen in. And you kind of like, you get really intrigued, especially by the men's stories. And so, having her on the show was great, on the podcast was great. We can't forget, I believe his name is Hurtado, or his last name Hurtado.
I believe we were talking about Humberto Ortiz.
Hurtado is his
I think
tag
that's
name,
his
right?
tag name. Yeah,
Yeah.
his
He was our first guest, right?
yeah. We were talking about life as a step parent, and he was actually
I remember
both
that
a
episode.
step parent and step child.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a very good episode, because it was like we didn't know how to communicate with someone over the internet for a podcast, because like, remember, we started during COVID, so it's not like we can go we can go and see them. And at the time, like, I remember me and Randolph had to if we were just feeling a little sick, it was canceled. Like the week was like, nah,
like, nope.
and then even with the help of White Wong Media, Matt Wong, I remember he was pretty adamant on if you want anybody in the studio, And he's like, no, nope. You know?
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, yeah, no problem. But he set it up for us. So, definitely shout out to you, Matt. Thank you again
For sure.
for all of your
Thank you,
help.
Matt.
We haven't forgotten, and I just recently did headshots not too long ago for an endeavor I'm doing, and maybe we should take some photos of ourselves like outside, maybe at like a bar or something like that, and like cheers, and then take a picture, huh?
Sounds like a plan.
Maybe play like Initial D, and then get a picture of us playing Initial D.
I haven't played that.
I mean, there's so many memories and so many guests that we had. Bo Cody, when we were hyping up the November 20th, 2020 gig, that was going to be a streaming gig. That was a very important gig, so it was really cool to have him on.
Yep.
We also had your daughter on,
Haley. She was
Haley
on twice.
Was it twice or 3 times? Oh no, she did didn't she do one at online? I mean,
so,
on Riverside. Yeah, all anime related stuff.
Yeah.
Is she still watching anime?
I don't know. Not really. She has been watching a lot of anime.
She's not watching anymore.
She's watching it here and
out
there.
of it.
But yeah, a little bit.
I'm glad she didn't like get like super like crazy with it, because there's some kids that take it a little too far.
Just a little bit.
Little bit. I mean, I don't care if they do, but I'm glad she watches moderately. Not like me, I don't watch it moderately, but I'm old, so I mean, I get a pass. For kids, they gotta explore the world. Leo, who was your first guest? Was it Jason and Peter?
No, it was your buddy. What was his name? I'm horrible with names.
My buddy.
Yeah, it was your buddy. He sat next to you in your room, and we talked about
Jimmy.
Jimmy, yes.
Jimmy. Yeah, we were talking about, was it Shang-Chi or was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it Mortal Kombat? Not Mortal Kombat?
Now I don't know.
Was it both of them? Yeah.
It was. No, I only talked to him once. But I thought it was Shang-Chi in the 10 Rings.
10 Rings. It could be. It could be. Okay, so Jimmy was okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy, my
keyboardist.
And
then it was Jason and Pete.
Jason and Pete, yeah. They're our first board game.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow, how would you explain them? They were like,
they're both co-creators of a game called Factions Battlegrounds.
Yeah, and they've actually been on the show for like the past 2 years. I believe it started like February 2021.
Yep.
And did we do one this year, or was it the end of last year?
We did in January, I think it was. We did a game.
Yeah.
And
it was reveals.
It was my first
reveals
winning
of new parts.
game.
Against Iz over here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And and so it's definitely been a ride, man. Like when we grabbed you, Leo, I mean, like, what was your first impression on like being able to do this, like, weekly, like with us?
I was like, oh, this is pretty intimidating. That's pretty much what I thought.
And now you knock it out like chips, you know what I'm saying?
I still get intimidated. I think I never get rid of like stage fright. Stage fright is always something that I always battle, even though this is not even live. We're not talking to people right now, whatever. But no matter what it is, like even if I'm streaming this or like when I'm in front of people, any kind of situation where I'm in front of people, I always get stage fright. So yeah, it's always intimidating, but you do it anyways, right?
Absolutely.
You can't let your fears dictate your life.
Never. This episode kind of feels like what we do during every beginning of the year. Like in 2021, we did something similar in 2022, but instead of telling y'all what the future holds, we're just telling you of all the amazing memories we've made via the podcast. And it's been incredible. Like, we've gone from a legit studio to my little small apartment room and, to a huge, what would I say, like a loft
Oh my,
You know?
yeah, my
Your
my
loft, yeah.
yeah, and back
And,
to our
you know,
rooms
Back to our
online.
back to
Back
our
to
rooms,
your rooms,
online.
guys.
Yeah, like, so what's next, right? A mountaintop? Because I just recently found out that my mixer can run on AA batteries for
Oh,
about 2 hours. So we can go literally anywhere as
you
long as we
mean
have the
we can go
cords.
to Zion and just record there and listen to the sweet sounds of nature?
We don't even need to go that far. My backyard is a freaking like Korean garden back here. So it's got waterfalls, it's got a pond, you got little birds chirping everywhere. So I mean, just stick it back there. Boom, we're set.
Like I said, we can go to Leo's backyard and listen
Yeah,
to the sweet
Leo,
sounds of nature.
aka Zion, apparently.
To mini Zion.
Yeah, so
Mini
you know,
Zion, yeah.
for those who are wondering what we're talking about, that's for the video aspect. It is definitely well, as far as the voices go, it will always sound delicious. Am I right? Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, it always sound delicious.
All right, all right. That must be a shot or
My
something.
sexy
That voice is a
voice.
shot. It's supposed to be delicious.
Next is gonna
Sound
be
delicious.
like, my precious.
I'm like that the creepy guy from Hey Arnold that just like popped out of anywhere. Just,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness! Don't. Maybe that's not delicious. No,
What was his name? Wasn't it like
I forgot his name because I keep mixing him up with the guy from Recess, the guy with the humpback,
yeah.
Randall.
Reese's with fire.
Wow.
Yeah, Recess. Do 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 do. But yeah, so you know
Barney,
we here today.
Barney?
What was it?
Barney.
Barney.
Barney. I thought his name was Randall.
Barney from Hey
Oh
Arnold?
wait.
Oh, you talking from Hey Arnold? Oh,
Yeah,
my
Hey
bad.
Arnold. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the guy from Recess.
No, Barney.
Oh, okay.
It was the nerdy guy, right? Brany. Barney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like Barney.
Pretty sure it was him.
Well, sounds like it would spell that.
But yeah, that's me. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
All right.
Oh man.
You know, just want to let you guys know. Thank you so much for listening in and watching us on episode 100.
Tien.
It's been a ride, and you know, to 100 more. You know what I'm saying? How about I put a 1 here? Huh?
No.
I don't know what. And then there you go, 100.
I got to make sure now when I'm editing that I put you
Yup.
in the right position.
That's about it's about 13 minutes in.
On my screen, you're in the center, so it's 0, 1, 0. We're starting to do some binary over here.
I know.
Yep. I'm over here on the far left.
We're on
So
010.
yeah.
010.
010.
010.
010th episode? Yeah.
That's funny.
No,
But hey, but we all got what we were doing. We're supposed to do. Now you got to write it in the notes. Let's write in the notes.
Make sure to put is on the left side.
do not put 001.
Episode 001.
Dang. Taking it back.
100. There you go. Boom.
Gosh.
Typed it in the notes.
That's funny.
So, all right. So we're gonna continue our conversation from last time, talking about AI. And we didn't really get to talk to you, Ranuma, about it. And we have a few questions, and we do have some concerns of the future of humanity.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Oh my gosh. Throw it.
So
I'll try to catch it.
So Chat GPT, the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Google has the Chat GPT, and Bing has one too, and Bing and Bard. It's called Bard. It's like an AI
Google.
chat. Oh, Bard is for Google. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. And so, so you have conversations with these AI, and they're supposed to kind of like help you out, I guess, information wise. So I don't know how long. I don't know if you've ever used have you used Chat GPT a lot.
Not okay. So Chat GPT, I only heard about it like last month, and the way I learned about it is because I was listening to a YouTube channel where they talked about what it'll be good for. So they were saying that if if you were to write content, sometimes GPT can come in and write a script for you. So I'm like, okay, let's check it out. So I went into Chat GPT, went in there, typed down how to make chocolate chip cookies. And then literally a whole bunch of information from like the time you have to purchase the stuff and ingredients to the time it comes out of the oven and basically the whole recipe. And like, oh, and don't forget to let it cool down for like 15.7 minutes. Like, so precise. Like, it's so crazy. So it creates a recipe. Not only that, but if you tell the Chat GPT saying, write me a script for a YouTube channel, it'll literally say, yeah, today's episode on this YouTube channel, we're going to make a chocolate chip cookie. And then it's going to be like, bam, 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 step 1, 2, 3, 4. It is crazy. It's like, it's, as Angel would say, crazy donkeys,
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm probably going ahead of myself, but like when I look at that, I'm like, where's the creativity there? Where's the original aspect of the human expression, and the like where's the humanism out of that? It literally, yeah, you could pull all that information from Google, Bing, wherever you get all your information from, and just put it all together and paste it into that Chat GPT. But there's no personality, there's no characteristics, there's no originality. Like, for example, I like to make jokes and stuff like, like, for example, if you like our nerdy voluminous, like, ChatGPT will not pick that up and say stuff like that. That's only
Right.
Randolph Ford is.
Right,
For
right,
you.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think you're pretty correct on like what you're saying. Like, and that's what I was kind of saying that last week is like this is my fear of for humanity as a whole, because we're just gonna it's just gonna be a downhill if we don't know how to handle this stuff. But it's interesting that you say that, because it's I think it's good to use it if you're trying to figure out, let me figure out how to make chocolate chip cookies, like you were saying, right? And boom, 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 boom,
Right.
and it tells you how to do it, right? Yeah, if you just go like that, then you're screwed. You kind of screwed yourself. There's no emotion, there's no personality, there's nothing to it, right? So what's the next step to that is, okay, now how do I take that information and make it mine, right? How do I make
Right.
it, personalize it so it sounds like something I would say, not just a computer? So, but
Yeah.
most people are too lazy.
Yeah, and I
And
think it really depends on the viewers too. Like, literally, like there's two places that you can go to, whether it's Google or YouTube. So Google, if you want to just be straight up with the information that you want to get and receive, you can just go ahead and Google it and just read it. If you want to go, because you're a visual learner like myself, I'll go to YouTube because I don't like reading. I like writing, but I don't like to read. I'll go to YouTube and I'll just watch it because I'm a visual learner. I'm more hands on, but I'm a visual learner and I got to see it. And the context has to match the video in order for me to learn better. And yeah, I get bored sometimes. So creativity from the person who created that makes it a little bit more entertaining, and it makes it a little bit more informative for the person who's watching it, like myself. Um, so I guess it really depends on the viewer, but I see what you're saying, Leah.
yeah, what do you say is?
For the Chat GPT, it's really more, how do I say it? It's kind of like what you said at the end with the lack of human imagination, creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Because creativity isn't something that it isn't only thought of based off of experience that you've gone through as a person. Like, if you have a heartbreak, if you've had a loss, if you've had a promotion or a demotion, you know what I mean? Like, all of those are experiences that could help create something great in your mind. I think that more people who are creative, actually, it just comes to them. It doesn't come because of their past, which is what Chat GPT and other AI technology does. They grab information from everywhere and they come up
Right.
with the best solution. That I think that is the difference between AI and a human imagination. It'll just pop up, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not, or if it's been done or not. It's just like, I thought of it. This is what we're gonna do, and and we'll run with it. Whereas AI thinks more of, well, this person's done it, this person's done it, this person's done it, this person said that it fails. This one says it works. I'm going to figure out why, and basically just kind of like a flow chart of things, and they come up with an answer. And I mean, granted, that's how a lot of successful businesses are created, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not creative. It's more of it's more like deduced, like they use deduction to come with their answers, which is fine. And it's not very, and what's funny is that it doesn't make it robotic. It doesn't make it artificially intelligent. It actually just makes it shared information to me.
Yeah.
So
maybe
that's
shared information and intelligent.
Yeah. Intelligently.
Yeah.
It's just like, but that person farts on Tuesdays. That's not very important information,
Unless you're trying to collect methane gas or see how often the person farts, in a week.
Right.
And how regular
and what
it is.
cloth is he wearing, is he or she wearing when they release flatulence? Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it'd be very important if you're trying to avoid that person at those specific times of the day.
Yes.
Do I want to be around you on Tuesday at 3:00 when I know from all the data I've collected that you fart on Tuesdays at 3:00? I don't think so. I'm not trying to get pink eye.
Like, what about the intake, to create that fart?
Right.
Like how much
right. Where's
gassy foods that you kind of eat before you fart?
Is friction involved?
Is friction involved?
Oh, man.
Just gotta really
gas or something solid.
Right.
So funny.
So that's why, like, AI does help when it comes to the deduction stage of creativity. Like, if you wanted to be super original, it has to be something that AI can't even think of. Like when you think of this idea, and I think that would also be like a downfall to AI. Would be like if someone thought of it and AI is like, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's someone on the other side of the earth asks the AI something. That's already two forms of the same data in their brain, right? So now they're going to think of how the possibilities of it. But then again, it's kind of like AI needs us to think more.
I mean,
can't.
To an extent, I think.
I just have too much faith in us.
Well, and once again, that's my fear, right? That's my Skynet fear, is where it doesn't need us anymore, and it can now think on its own. But talking about GPT, I watched the video this past week after our first episode that we talked about, and it's kind of weird because I'm like, is my phone listening to me? Because I know my phone is listening to me, but I've never looked at things on TikTok that has nothing to do with like AIs or Chat GPT, and I get this on my feed, a TikTok about Chat GPT, and I'm like, okay, this confirms that you're listening to me when I don't want you to. But this lady, her TikTok is digital. I think it's digital Laura Anderson, and she was talking about how to like pretty much her whole idea is how to make yourself a millionaire quickly. And she goes through this whole like specific what you need to write into the Chat GPT to figure out marketing and all this. It's like a paragraph, like 20 lines long, of what you should write into Chat GPT and specify what you're looking for. And it comes up with all this data, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. It's like, like if you have a business in, I don't know, a business in shoes, right? And you're trying to make your business of shoes just explode. What you want to do is how to figure out how to market that, right? Better,
right,
more efficiently. Right. So who's your competition, right? Well, if we're talking about brands of shoes, we have Adidas, Nike, Reeboks, Puma, and so on and so forth, right? All these other brands. And so you would ask Chat GPT how to specific questions. I'm not going to read it to you because it's literally super long what she writes in there.
Mm-hmm.
But and then it would come up with all this data that you can then, then it's your job to figure out how to use that data to improve your marketing skills, right? On how to sell your shoes, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is you're trying to sell. So in that perspective, I think it's pretty dope. I was actually looking at that and I'm like, because for the people out there who don't know, we own a company where we put mesh around solar panels so that critters, specifically pigeons, because if here in Vegas we don't have squirrels, but
Squirrels?
we put mesh around solar panels so that pigeons can't go underneath and nest underneath, right? And so I was thinking about it, like, man, that would be pretty good, like to use GPT to figure out how to market that niche better, right? So from that perspective, I think it's pretty dope. I also saw another video last week. I'm telling you, my phone is listening to me and it's creeping me out. And I think it was more of an advertisement though on TikTok, and it was it was a AI, like kind of like GPT and whatnot. I forgot what the company was called though. That if you want to make a company of whatever it is you want to make, let's say shoes, you're like, I want to make a tennis shoe company. And it will make the logo for you. It will make a website for you. It will come up with your motto. It will come up with marketing strategies, everything for you, right? And I'm just like,
oh yeah,
that's pretty dope. Like it helps. Yeah. It definitely takes away especially if you're a person who doesn't really know how to do any of that stuff, and then you have this AI that will pretty much do it instantly for you. It's like, yeah, that's great, but that's only half of the work, right? The second half is you needing to actually then do stuff with it. You can't just expect it to do all it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah,
like,
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. So to piggyback on that, that's actually a great marketing technique that you were talking about. You ask a question, like, for example, what is one thing that everybody wants to work on? Fitness, for example. Fitness. Okay, so what are some exercises that I can do that doesn't require weights? So you ask Chat GPT that, it'll create a whole list. But before you even do that, you have to specify, like, give me like 10 exercises that I can do at home to lose weight. And it'll give you like 10. And in those 10, you can actually create snippets and make it as a reel. You can put it as an Instagram story or post or Facebook video or YouTube video or stuff like that. So in a way, yeah, it gives you some content creation ideas. And like you said, Leo, it's kind of like how you want to use that information and make it your own. So I get what you're saying there.
Yeah,
that's good answers. AI has definitely opened our eyes more. I know that there's AI machines that are out there. We talked about the
Boston Institute. Boston Institute or Institute of Boston.
No, Dynamics. Boston Dynamics.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
they
what
had that little dog like machine that can go on two legs, I guess. And there was one in Canada apparently that was found by a driver, I believe,
roaming the streets.
It was roaming the streets. But it wasn't like roaming like far away from wherever it's probably from, but it was around. I think it was around the border between, I believe, Alaska and Canada, I think.
Oh, it's trying to cross the borders?
Yeah, I was just kind of roaming around.
The first illegal robot?
Yo, where exactly did this come from? Where's your papers? Yeah.
Deported.
You manufacture. It's like you don't have one in our language. You don't have one in our language.
Oh, that's too funny.
That's
funny. Oh man, that's too good.
Yeah, no.
Are you an illegal AI immigrant?
So we were talking last week about Skynet and Terminator possibilities. So what is your take on that, Ranuma? Do you believe?
Oh man.
Do you believe that it is possible for a Terminator type catastrophe, or even not even Terminator, iRobot, Vicky, That's the big mainframe computer name. She
Megan.
Vicky.
Oh, Megan
Like-
is another. Yeah,
Megan.
also.
Oh, that
yeah,
that
that's a good
scary
example.
chick. That scary little thing.
Yo, that was. I watched that with my
wanna
wife,
fight
and I
it.
was just like, I think it's creeping me out a little. I'm not gonna lie, but it goes back to what we were talking about. Okay, so first answer that question. Now I'll tell you why Megan kind of creeped me out. But answer the question: do you think it's possible for a situation like Skynet
Yeah, what do
or
you think?
Vicky to take over the world at some point
And
in the
decide
very
for
near
humans,
future?
like Ultron.
I want to say absolutely 100%. Reason why is because they're already being built right now. I mean, like Sophia. I don't know if you heard about her. Like she came out like what 2-3 years ago. Already some human interaction, some human expressions, talking, facial expressions are on point, and they're just getting started at that time.
Oh
Nowadays,
yeah, this
there's
creepy
like,
thing. Yes, I've seen. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty sure they've really updated her. There's probably like a Sophia point or version 3481.2 or something. I don't know, but there has to be. I mean, they've been working on her for quite some time, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more of her. And there's also some videos. I don't know, like if we can even deem TikTok as a worthy source, but like there's some TikTok videos of these little headless robots shooting guns and stuff like that, and you push them, they don't push back. They're like training them or something. It's so weird. They look like little animals running around, like 4 legs, but they're robots and stuff. So,
Oh yeah, I've heard
but
about this
yeah.
thing.
The Sophia one.
And it brings me back to that question I brought up last time about Chobits. That was an anime about humanoid, humanoid robots that help out the house or whatever. And a lot of families are broken because the spouse falls in love with it or spends more time with it than their other spouse, right? So like husbands has been left and wives have been left. Like it was a nuts show, but they made it very light because it only happened like to 1 or 2 people on screen, I believe. But but if you think about it, there's millions of people with one of these things. So the number is probably super large. And I also brought up the whole the dolls that people have been buying for companionship. Although there's no AI, but this was the robot I was thinking of when thinking of those dolls, because I was just saying if dolls can be bought as companionship and given intelligence, then that Chobits theory of anime, that could be real too. If they could capture the hearts of humans too. Ooh.
And actually, think about it. A movie that just popped in my head is Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams, right? Where which is
such a good movie.
Is a nice movie with a nice robot that has feelings. The ending makes me sad, but that's beside the point. But that was a great movie. And that's the kind of, if we're gonna have robots, they're gonna have like artificial emotions along with intelligence. That's the kind of emotions I want my robots to have, not the ones that want to eliminate me from the planet because I'm a contradiction.
Like iRobot with Will Smith.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. No, but so talking about this Sophia character, this is okay. So here, I said this last week, and this is why Megan also creeps me out.
I would have fought Megan. 100%.
You would what?
I would have fought Megan. If I saw something
totally
like
thought
that,
you said something
run after me.
her?
She's
You wouldn't have a
running
dance
these
battle
hands.
with her?
As long, I'll just fist fight her.
I'd dance my way out of that room. That's where I'm gonna go. No, but the thing about these robots, what they are too, to me, they're too human looking, but fail at being human looking at the same. Like you look at them and there's something artificial about it, but they're pretending to be human, and that for inside of my soul, inside of me, it it twists me inside. I'm just like, I can't look at you. You creep me out. Like if you're a robot that doesn't look human, like Star Wars, for example, like 3P 3, oh my gosh, CP3 C why can't I remember what his
CP3. Whoa.
CP3
Paul.
from Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, what kind of Star Wars fan am I? And I can't remember what his name is right now. This
What does he
character
look
right
like?
here? Guy right here.
Oh, 3P three. Frick.
Now I'm just stuck on the CP3 right now. I can't even think about it. Oh my gosh.
3PO. Oh, C3PO.
C3PO, yeah.
Hello, I am C3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
There we go. My goodness, CP3.
Oh my gosh, what kind of fan are you? No,
I know.
How dare you, Leo?
I don't claim to be a super fan.
I renounce my Star Wars
Same.
fanhood, and I give it back to them.
only
I'm
watch
sorry. But like the difference is CP3. Oh my god. Why can't I?
C3PO.
C3PO. My gosh, I can't say it. He doesn't.
Yes, that one.
It's not pretending to be human. You know it's a droid, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me, even if it has facial or like human facial features, right? It's got eyes, it's got a mouth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know it's a droid. Unlike Sophia over here that has silicone skin, and you're just like, yeah, you creeping me out, girl. Like,
Mhm.
I
Big old eye to this.
I ain't liking that.
Mm-mm. That is weird. Yeah, no, I think it's funny that
C3PO.
a lot of humans want to make human looking robots. It's probably
Yeah,
for
they
people to
don't.
not get afraid of waking up to something metal
Mhm.
standing looking like a full grown man next to your bed. Like I get it. Like you want to put a pleasant looking face, you know?
Except to me, it is not pleasant. It is. To me, it's more terrifying. I can't get over it.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine having conversations with it in the dark? Like you know how you and your friend would be chilling in the dark, like at a sleepover,
man. No.
and you just talking to this thing. I don't know the answer to that. You know, just like
I would
like,
be
I
the
didn't ask
person.
you.
I would be the person in like in the time period where everybody has a droid. I'm that one person. I am Will Smith. I don't own droids. I don't own robots.
So you got
I don't
a
trust them.
prosthetic arm.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want this.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
What about you, Randall? Like, does it creep you out, or you not like feel? Do you feel
Definitely.
indifferent about it?
Definitely creeps me out. Yeah, it does.
Right?
I mean, you
Mhm.
can't even like we're so used to talking to humans. We're so talking, so used to talking to each other, and all of a sudden this thing comes out of nowhere. We're like, "Hi, nice to meet you." I'm like, "No, I don't want to meet you. Just get away from me. Just like
Yeah.
nobody wants to talk to you."
You know, if anybody
Go
wants
about
to
doing
make
your stuff,
robots, I think they should make it with material that can't lift things and material that's easy to break. Because should they go crazy, one smooth punch, boom, they're done. And they can't make themselves because they can't lift things. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. Okay.
something comparable to bones, then, or maybe something less,
maybe not comparable to
dense, I
bones.
guess?
Bones is a bit strong.
A little bit denser than that. Less
Maybe like
dense then,
string or
yeah.
something.
String. Just like blobs, just walking, like
Just
rolling
silly
around
bunny.
on the ground.
But like I know some of you are probably wondering, like, we keep referring to last week. Well, because Ranuma here wasn't here last week. He's been actually doing a couple of things recently. Kind of let everybody know what you've been doing, man. Look at that.
Yeah, so going to the viewers and listeners to this one. So been a little absent this past week. Not a little bit, a lot of absent. So it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. We're kind of expanding actually. So what's been happening is my wife started her channel. I'm gonna put it down on the description below. It's called Polly's Kitchen, and
It's delicious.
she finally she finally decided that cooking and baking is her go-to kind of thing. And so I'm like, why not make it a YouTube video, or why not sell it? Well, she's doing both, guys. So she's selling her stuff, she's using YouTube to promote her business, and she's actually got a couple of orders, 3 orders already, and she's only had like 2 videos on YouTube, and she's got some business cards, and I bought her some stickers and whatnot. So it's been pretty dope. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll put it down below. Polly's Kitchen, number 1. Number 2, I had to do away with Wolfshield Chronicles only because of the fact that the niche that I'm going towards is coming away from vlogging and away from blogging, and I'm going towards what I call a tabletop strategy battle, something like that, battling or wargaming. So it's a specific niche that I'm doing, and we talked about Factions Battlegrounds with Pete and Jason, and they are actually helping out with that. In fact, last on April 8, we did our first stream. Our focus is on streaming this month. Next month, I have some gameplay videos coming out, and then the following month, they want to maybe start a podcast. So I'm going to be helping them out with that. But they're utilizing my channel to help promote their stuff, and then vice versa. So that's what's been going on. But I've been working. I'm working very minimally with Iz and Leo here, and I just want to give them props for carrying the Nerdy Volume team. And they've been I've seen every single one of their videos and the reels and everything, and they're not dropping the ball unless somebody's sick or unless somebody just can't do it or whatnot. We got a guest on.
Wow,
Nerdy,
just put on some blast right there.
yeah.
He's like, I've been watching y'all. I've been watching. Nah.
Yeah. But we got Nerdy Marie on there too. I'm like, dang, I wish I was on that episode because that seemed like a very interesting episode. But I'm gonna be, here and there, in and out of the podcast again. Still got some things we just got to take care of to establish what we have started, and then hopefully soon I'll be right back on the podcast with you guys full
Yes,
time.
sir.
But I'm kind of like 1 foot in and 1 foot out right now. So, but the thing is that these guys don't want to let me leave, so
You're stuck
and
with
I don't
us.
want to go. So, and I don't want to go. So that's the thing. So that's what's been going on. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. So you guys have heard it here. He's got multiple projects going on right now. So if you see him come in and out, just be prepared that he will be here. Okay. And definitely check out all of the descriptions below for all the other new projects he's going to be doing, and and help support the other channels as well, because like we said earlier in the year that we were going to do more, and so this is definitely that first step.
Yep.
So yeah, we got Polly's Kitchen and Wolf Shield Warfare. So check them out on YouTube, and and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see when they post their new videos. And with that, we're going to wrap up this episode. Don't forget to follow us on IG, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Anchor FM. You can listen to us every Friday on Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to check out our videos, and don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to turn it to 11.